In April 2021, thousands of people showed up to a hospital parking lot in New York and just stood there, playing his music, praying, crying, before he was even gone. That almost never happens. To understand why, you have to go back to Yonkers. Earl Simmons grew up with almost nothing protecting him. Severe abuse at home, children's homes, juvenile facilities. By the time he was a teenager, he had already lived through things most adults never face. And then at 14 years old, a man he trusted, someone who was supposed to be a mentor, handed him a cigarette laced with crack cocaine without telling him what it was. DMX said later that moment changed everything, that it opened a door to addiction that he spent the rest of his life trying to close. That's where DMX really starts. By 1998, he was everywhere, but he didn't look like what rap stardom was supposed to look like at the time. Everyone else was getting polished. Jewelry, suits, luxury. DMX showed up in Rough Riders gear, barking on records, growling, screaming, praying. His debut album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, went multi-platinum almost immediately. And then he just kept going. 5 consecutive albums, all debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200. Nobody had ever done that before. Nobody has done it since. He became a movie star too. For a few years in the early 2000s, he was one of the most recognizable people in America. Almost every album had a prayer on it. He could spend 3 minutes threatening enemies and then drop to his knees asking God to save him. He talked openly about addiction, about weakness, about losing. He let people watch him struggle in real time, and people didn't see that as weakness. They saw themselves. He wasn't the most polished rapper. He wasn't the best technically, but he might have been the most honest. That's the life Earl Simmons lived, and that's why it hurt so much when it ended. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more hip-hop stories.